to the morning papers. The astonishing picture there on the front page.
For the latest news from the biggest names, tune in to Classic FM 97.3 weekdays at 7 a.m. for the front page news.
Guy, now what for you? Where your MTN SIM day?
MTN SIM? You play I drop on one side.
I don't call you since last week now. You don't miss many things. So business day, I say I call you. Your phone say not available. I call say me go arrange another hustle. Your phone still say not available. I call say me I tell you say MTN not they dash some people 20 times any amount where they recharge.
Wait. MTN they dash.
MTN they dash 20 times any amount where you take recharge. Now be say if you load 100 naira, now 2,000 naira be that straight.
Oh, so you mean say if I load 200 naira, now 4,000 naira be that? Sure. I don't jump bicycle they slip since.
Yeah, they wrong commentary now.
Guy, I go find my MTN SIM sharp. Yes, so if you never use your MTN SIM for the past 45 days or more, time don't reach to come back and begin enjoy plenty awoof as MTN go dash you 20 times their first recharge of every month. Oh yeah, everybody don't go reactivate your MTN SIM. You still there wait? If you no fit find your SIM, sharply go any MTN office to do SIM swap and enjoy your own awoof. Terms and conditions they shall.
Information making the headlines. This is the front page news on Classic FM 97.3.
Time don't reach to chop life with Obonge bonus from MTN. Just find out your own MTN SIM card where you never use for the past 45 days or more. Load 100 naira to get 2,000 naira. Check them and begin use them. If you no fit find your SIM, sharply go any MTN office to do SIM swap and enjoy your own awoof. Terms and conditions they shall.
You're tuned in to the front page news on Classic FM 97.3.
Good morning to you once again. It's front page news and analysis on Classic FM 97.3. Jimi Disu in the studio with me. My name is Bukola. Good morning, Jimmy.
Good morning.
All right. Remember, you can send your text messages to 33973. Also tweet at Classic FM 973 with the hashtag FPN. Post your comments on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Classic FM 973. From the Vanguard, the headline reads, Benue, another 39 killed, reps suspend sitting in protest. And Sultan gives Mieti Allah 2 months to fish out criminal headsmen. Money laundering, court remands Senator Wamboshishi in prison to rule tomorrow. Outrage as gunmen kill 13 more in Benue village. That is from The Nation. Court voids National Assembly's plan on poll. FEC OK 64 billion naira for Lagos Ibadan Road. Alleged 322 million naira fraud. Wamboshishi remanded. Endless killings. Rep Saman Buhari, another 14 killed in Benue. NAS lacks power to reorder election court rules. That's from the Nigerian Tribune. And from the New Telegraph, fear tension deaths. APC Buhari support for Oshomole personal. Party may change congresses and conventional dates. And we have this here now, starting in detail. Milai Senate to grill IGP Idris on live TV today. Tempers flared at the Senate on Wednesday when lawmakers debated the arrest and detention of Senator Dino Milai by the police over alleged involvement in gun running. I thought they were supposed to call for the president as well regarding the killings in Benue State. So that should be priority.
No, this one is for them. This is the development to the saga that we had day before yesterday and was reported yesterday. So yesterday at the plenary, the senators resolved that they should stop business. The business for which we pay them 3.1 million and their salary
13.5.
13.5. And then we stop business and then go to see a suspected criminal. That's what Dino is, technically in the books of the police. He's a suspected criminal, to go and visit him. And they didn't stop at that. They also said that they were going to summon the IGP to appear before them in plenary. And craftily said that he should come, he will talk about Dino Melaye's case. And craftily they added the killing of the herdsmen and militias across the country. This is what Senator Saraki said. The Senate President said, just to re-emphasize the point that tomorrow morning by 11 a.m., Senator Abba Ibrahim, chairman of Committee on Police Affairs by the resolution of the motion, the IGP should be here to address plenary. We will take the issue of Gino and we will also use that opportunity. So you see, the killings is not as important as they will use the opportunity of summoning him. Dino's own is urgent and whatever. Now, according to the reports, whatever happens to Dino is a self-inflicted injury. Remember, he was the one who jumped down from the vehicle. Okay, and so many senators were huffing and puffing on the matter. Nala said, lastly, there's an insistence to remove him from the National Hospital, but the management told them that the undertaking must be signed and whatever happens will be on them, and so on and so forth. The Senate says that Senate President again says, because of the importance of this issue, because of the importance of this, the issue of the IGP briefing us should be immediate and should be tomorrow. That is today. Okay. Senator Misau asked why the police was bent on forcefully taking Melaye to Kogi. He should have known the provisions of the law that usually you are arraigned in the area, in the area of jurisdiction where the offense is alleged to have been committed. And then our own senator. This is one of the reasons. This is one of the reasons why I keep saying that Lagos Central. Again, I'm sorry, but it's of concern to me. Allow me slip it in. Lagos Central, we need to have a very, very matured senator. We need Lagos values. This, under normal, the Lagos in which I grew up in Yaba, this kind of thing would not happen. But our senator, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, said that she was not in support of what happened to Melaye. If Senator Dino Melaye and Ovia Omogege can be taken away by the police, I'm reading what she's quoted to have said. If Senator Dino Melaye and Omogege can be taken away by the police, it destroys the sanctity of the chamber. This is a very, very unfortunate statement. It's not well thought out at all. It doesn't make sense. Nobody is above the law. Anybody can be taken away by the police. How could any senator say that if Dino Melaye and Omogege senators can be taken away by police, that destroys the sanctity of the chamber? The Dino, in his own case, is wanted for a criminal offense. Don't let's lose sight.
Well, there are issues we need to concentrate on.
I'm coming, Buki. He's wanted for a criminal offense. Mm-hmm. It's a criminal offense outside the jurisdiction of the chamber. It's in his private life that his name was supposed to have been mentioned by criminals. Okay, and the same Omogege, of course, has to do with the mace, that was. So the police should sit back and not invite Omogege for questioning. And this is our own senator from Lagos Central.
Looking at all the cases, Jimmy, it's all about the senators. It's all about the senators. There's a lot going on in the country that we need to deal with. I think we should.
No, wait. Let me finish this issue because it's very important. Sorry, Buki. And this is what I said. After the sitting of the Senate, we decided to come here because for 24 hours we have not heard or known the state of Senator Dino. We are happy that we have seen him. He is under intensive care. He has not eaten for the past 24 hours. We are trying to resolve that. He is on freeze and has been seen by a cardiologist and all specialists. As whether Melaye was handcuffed to his bed, Saraki said no, he is not. Is not handcuffed. But he says that the police on Wednesday, handcuffed Melaye on his hospital bed, and I don't blame them. The man could jump up, want to go to the toilet, and run all over again. So they handcuffed him to the bed. In all this, where were Senator Saraki, Oluremi Tinubu? Where were all these people when Dino refused to heed the invitation of the police? Where were they when he was singing Ajeku Yanyoji and all this nonsense? Where were they? Did they talk to him? Did Saraki talk to him? When he was about to be arrested, who was the person in whose vehicle did he manage to escape? The Senate President. You see, Buki, we have a larger problem than even what you just mentioned. And let me tell you what it is. Increasingly, you are beginning to ask yourself the caliber of those who lead us. It is amazing that in a country like Nigeria, you will find a man who you don't know his name, you don't know which school he went to, you don't know his age, you don't know his father, you don't know his mother, you don't know his real family, you don't know this, you don't know that, you doubt about their qualifications and so on and so forth. And these will become leaders of the land. It's not just one person. Somebody 4 years ago wanted to run for governorship. He couldn't even come out boldly and say, this is my state of origin. He kept dilly-dallying until they went and brought his jam form and saw what he filled. When you find people who cannot trace their origins, start from the man said he came from one particular family, the family disowned him, they said he should go and ask the Oba of his town. When you have people, of course, there are one or two people that I also know in politics. I know people who were their classmates who said when they were in school, that was not their names. You have two governors from the same state in the southwest who had questions raised about their origins, their surnames and so on. When you have people of doubtful character in sensitive positions like this is what you get. If I fall dead in this studio now, within 10 minutes, I have 2-3 classmates that I know who will put in a call and say they asked to be interviewed. Oh yes, I know we were in Unilag together, when MBHS, we grew up in Yaba. There are some top politicians, at Senate level, at name it, even some big wigs. You know the kind of people I'm talking about. You don't know their names, you don't know their origins, you don't know the schools they went, you don't know anything. And you vote for these people.
It goes to show that next time we're going to the polls, we need to know the people we are voting for.
This is my take, because I have not seen one senator. I have not seen one senator who has said, come out to say, I'm not going to be a party to all this. Had I been in the Senate, that's what I would have done. I would have dissociated myself from this kind of nonsense, because I believe in the rule of law. My contention is this. Again, this is not a time for prayer warriors or whatever. God has provided a wide door for you to go through. And my advice is, you are complaining about these people. Now is the time, I'm not saying everybody, please, I don't mean everybody, but now is the time for you to vote out scallywags and vagabonds. People of doubtful character.
All right.
People who cannot trace their origins.
Okay, let's move on to this next headline. Ambode says, clean up the refuse. Ambode, clean up the refuse mess. This is the editorial. With a steadily rising population, Lagos is experiencing the difficulties associated with its megacity status. There is growing distribution, unbearable traffic congestion, as well as crime and infrastructure deficiency. But the most pressing appears to be the return of heaps of refuse in the metropolis from Oshodi to Obalende, Alimosho to Surulere, and Yaba to Lagos Island. Huge piles of waste confront residents. This is a nightmare. Governor Akinwumi Ambode should initiate radical measures to clean up the refuse mess.
Well, let me quickly add, before you interrupted me, I wanted to insist that I stop. I wanted to quickly add that when you have people of such doubtful, who can't trace their origins, who you don't know where from, usually there's a character deficiency. There's a character deficiency, and it shows. If a man can come out boldly and say, "My name is Jimi Disu. My father's name is Abayomi Disu. My mother's name is Afosat Ayoka Disu. I'm from here. These are the schools I went. I failed school started this year, but I will later caught up." If a man cannot come out boldly and say that, he cannot be efficient in public office. Half the time he's trying to hide one thing or the other. And at the end of the day, in 9 cases out of 10, they don't have any commitment to society. Because if you have to redo your character, it's a character deficit. They don't have any commitment to, and they just do, most times, 99% of the time, they do it for themselves. Well, alafisun. That's, if I say it, you need somebody to translate. It's a deep Yoruba phrase that I just said. Well, alafisun.
Okay. So this next story, does it have an alafisun?
This one has an alafisun. You forgot to mention that it's a Punch editorial. Okay. A book is a Punch editorial. And again, everybody knows my views on this issue of refuse, but I just want to read what the Punch said. And it says here, this is from the Punch, Nigeria's, which I believe is number 1's paper. It says, Lagos residents who have taken waste collection for granted over a decade, they've taken waste collection, that means it has worked for over a decade, are scandalized that refuse has returned in full force. At every turn, the stench is overpowering. Roads are being taken over by refuse. Markets have become a breeding place for decomposing waste and rodents. Cart pushers are back on the roads, and so on and so forth. Another thing, I want you to listen to this carefully, because when you see me screaming every day, I don't have anything against anybody. I don't have any business with anybody. I just want the environment, everything to be right. See what the Punch says. The report says that overflowing garbage creates an ideal breeding ground for bacteria, insects, that includes mosquitoes and cockroaches, rats and vermin, which could cause typhoid fever. I have one patient now in Idimu who I had to call this morning. Food poisoning, enteric fever, and this one is a tough one. gastroenteritis or whatever it is. In these days of Lassa fever and Ebola virus disease outbreaks, decomposing refuse is doubly dangerous. Similarly, garbage and liquid waste end up contaminating water bodies, and this is a state that doesn't have running water in most places. It is said that the direct handling of overflowing, decomposing garbage exposes waste collection staff to infections, chronic diseases, and accidents. Respiratory diseases are common in dirty cities. The Ambode government claims to be making amends, and then they go on and describe what has. But for me, at the end of the day, can we please plead with Mr. Akinwumi Ambode? Can we please plead with him? Can his Oba or his, if, because apparently it would appear as if, the politicians, they can't talk to him. That is what I hear. And because everybody is afraid, they don't want to lose the little food that they are eating from the table or the crumbs they are picking. But listen to us. Don't listen to the people like the party chairman once said. We're on the inside. We don't know what's going on the outside.
Okay, we'll get the PSP operators to ask, because since there's a new arrangement, I still believe because
which new arrangement?
They said there's some arrangement with the PSP operators.
Okay, are you being sarcastic?
And Vision Scape to
it cannot work.
Lagos.
You took your Nigerian companies, about 450 Nigerian companies, and want to place them over the supervision of a foreign company. Where can that ever happen? Let me tell you, even if they sign that agreement, they will sabotage them. Go back to Straight School. If Visionscape must have something to eat, because that's what it's all about, find something for them to do at the back end. But go back to State School. Just this morning, you saw me you remember I was making a phone call. Is somebody who is down with typhoid fever and malaria.
The rains are here, apparently, so
exactly.
It's going to be a tough one with the filth in Lagos.
Exactly.
All right.
And for essentially those of us, you are a woman, those of us, people, all of us who got eat mama put.
So you guys have to watch out. Let's quickly take some of your comments here. Abu Atene says that the mindless, senseless, and evil killings in the North Central has continued is highly unfortunate, but I urge those behind these killings just to make political capital of it are advised to consider the after effects of their greedy aims and goals. And this one from Mazi Chukwemeka, he says, why would the Senate give a whiff of thought of or consideration of priority to the Benue killings? The murder of those innocent citizens does not really matter. You see, Dino Melai is a senator. His life is worth more than over 30 souls that were wasted by marauders. This our Senate is simply a waste of space and taxpayers' money.
And don't lose sight of the fact that he was the one who allegedly jumped down from the vehicle. Don't lose sight of that. And I believe that all these things are contrived. In all honesty, I believe that there's more than meets the eye in what is a well-laid plan. Now he's going to be in hospital for only God knows how long. Quote and unquote.
All right. Mark Anthony says here, good morning, Uncle Jimmy and Buki. It's very clear that Governor Ambode is clueless and does not have the people of Ajeromi Ifelodun at heart.
Yes.
We here in Ajeromi Ifelodun are having our families killed. The roads Governor Fashola built for us being destroyed and businesses paralyzed because of the influx of heavy-duty trucks on our road. The road serving has interest to the community from Otto Wharf is totally in bad shape. Ambode, please save us. So we're getting some comments this morning about some pregnant woman who got killed as a result of a truck based on this.
Yeah, because the government would not take full control. This morning, I found as I saw trucks and containers facing traffic, trying to make a U-turn at Ijora, a container, a trailer with a container on his back. The whole place is in confusion. And I repeat what I said yesterday. I understand, quite unfortunately, that the man is away. I heard is in the United States, that he has gone, to look for foreign investors 6 months to the end of his tenure, whatever that is. You don't even go look. I hope that is not true. In the world of today, you don't go looking for any foreign investors. If you get your acts right, they will come to you. Businessmen, they're sniffing around, they're looking for where to invest. You're going there is not going to attract anything. If a man wants to go on a vacation, he should feel free to say so.
Ajibose says, good morning. What can we do as the people to get rid of this dirt in Lagos? The state is seriously dirty and I hope there won't be an outbreak of disease. Muchiba Bank says, Lagos state is overpopulated. Visionscape and Cleaner Lagos need a support to an easy dirt waste in Lagos. Okay, he's saying the Lord told him. On that note,
what did the Lord tell him?
We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Time don't reach to chop life with Ogbonge bonus from MTN. Just find that your own MTN SIM card where you never use for the past 45 days or more. Load 100 naira to get 2,000 naira. Check am and begin use am. If you no fit find your SIM, sharply go any MTN office to do SIM swap and enjoy your own awoof. Terms and conditions dey show.
You're tuned in to the Front Page News on Classic FM 97.3.
All right, let's take some comments here. Olabode says, good morning, guys. This side, Wikipedia.com, has details of people that rule us. I'm sure it will educate people on who to elect next time, if not there. And Odede says, there's nothing I hate about this Lagos state government. It's the arrogance. Why can't he go back to the status quo of the issue of refuse disposal? Davy Martin says, I passed part of Teddy around Alaba. The refuse I saw is enough to match a 3-story building, and yet they collect lawma fees. This one says, so to Jimi is only an indigene of Lagos State that should contest for an elected position in Lagos. The indigeneship and citizenship is one of our major issues in this country.
It might be a major issue for you. I'm just speaking as a Lagosian. I'm allowed a bit of what's the word? I don't want to use the word. What's the word now? I think of a word to answer.
Okay, I can't help you with the word.
You can't help me with the word, but I'm allowed to deviate once in a while.
All right, then. Here it is. We can have this.
Yeah, okay. Let's quickly look at the Metro News. Yeah, let me start from the Punch. Sorry to hear that Mr. Akinwumi Lawrence passed away. I think a few days ago, and it's going to be buried this week. May he still rest in peace. Now we have this one leaked. WASC papers. Website operators react. Threatens Punchman, whatever that is. Another one. My family forced me to marriage. Woman tells court. Lagos cab driver in court over missing $3,600. Man nab. Police nab man 70 for defiling 13-year-old girl. I believe that these things have some ritual element in them. Lagos State issues legal advice. Oke's murder trial of the Dane who it was alleged killed his wife and child. Lagos rescues 1,680 beggars from the street. Is rescue the right word? Most of them prefer to beg than to walk. Ambode urges prevention of malaria, and the Air Force trains youths in fish farming. Let's quickly go to the Vanguard. In Abia, woman stripped naked, almost set ablaze over allegation of murder. 3-year-old twin boys caught in homosexual act in Lagos. This is a sad one because it's even claimed here that act was framed by their mom. Buki, I believe that the world is coming to an end. I used to take it lightly in the past, but the things that we see these days have become a convert of those who say that the world is coming to an end. So you need to think that out every time you act. Fresh clouds over APC convention as governors engage WNC in battle of weights. Senate summons IGP to appear at plenary today. Donald Duke, this was quite interesting. Donald Duke hits back at Okonjo-Iweala over image laundering book. Okonjo-Iweala had said that Donald Duke had advised her not to take on the appointment with Jonathan. But Donald Duke said, yes, he said it, but it was a private conversation between friends, and he said it in a certain context. He doesn't know why she's putting it in her book. I wonder what's happening to Donald Duke's aspiration. It's been quite quiet lately. SEC confirms talks with MTN Group on $500 million offer. Securities and Exchange yesterday confirmed that MTN Group had finally commenced discussions with the Commission on its proposed $500 million initial public offering. $500 million will be there. Dollars will be available of shares. World Malaria Day, Nigeria loses 132 million to malaria annually. Here we go again. Tinubu empowers constituents with 31 tricycles. And in a renewed effort at youth empowerment, I see this is something that I think, like I've made my feelings known about it. Only 31 people have tricycles. Go and do the job that we sent you to do. You had no business, contributing to the visit of Dino in the hospital. Adeleke, the dancing senator, joins Guba race. And Adegbeshala to Osun electorate. Don't allow political infidels destroy our legacies. I wonder what legacy the legacy of non-payment of salaries, and so on and so forth. So that's what we have. South African unions protest over minimum wage. I saw that on TV yesterday, and then also the sketch has the story and the photograph of this woman who it is said was filming her two boys whilst they were in some terrible acts.
What kind of
and the police have immediately ordered that the police commissioner for the Lagos State Police Commissioner has ordered that the children should be taken from her. He believes that she is the woman's name is here. For those who might want to know her, is written here. A woman, Patience Isua, has lost custody of her 3-year-old twin boys for allegedly videoing them while making love. She is said to have sent the video recording to the twins' father, Emmanuel Ikanta, who took the clip to the police. That's a good man.
That's quite irresponsible of her.
Irresponsible of the woman, but responsible of the man. He didn't just keep it to himself.
All right.
There must be something wrong somewhere. There must be, something that's not well put together.
Okay, let's take some comments here. Benue killings. Governor Atom should resign. He has failed to protect life and property of Benuans. Uncle Jimmy, when do all the senators tend to agree when it comes to prosecution of corrupt ones, amongst them birds of the same feathers?
It's even worse than that. The Senate are not behaving responsibly. I'm sorry to say this. They are not behaving responsibly in any manner. In the first instance, when there was an attempt to arrest, it is alleged that it was the Senate President who provided cover and an escape route for him. Whether you like it or not, this man is wanted under criminal circumstances. He's a suspected criminal. Right, that's what it is. He's being a senator in this matter is secondary.
I know this Dino issue is burning, but
because you're setting a bad example for the young people. How can Nigeria be bogged down by politicians like this? These guys are wrecking this country.
So, and Elizabeth has this to say. She says here, "Good morning, Lady Bia and Bros J. It is left to us, the citizens, to take our country back."
Exactly. God bless. What's her name again?
Elizabeth.
Exactly. That's the way. That is the best phrase I've heard in a long time concerning Nigeria. We've put our country in the hands of completely inefficient people. And I'm being polite with that language because I'm on air. I can't use the kind of language that I've wanted to use. But you're putting your hands in the lives of people who your mother would have warned you as a child not to hang out with.
Well,
that's the honest to God truth.
Sometimes you ask the question. So we have a lot of intelligent people, but they don't make themselves available for this role. You leave them to people who are not competent.
I sometimes wonder why people don't feel concerned. For example, what is happening in Lagos, the refuse. All my brothers and friends and so on and so forth who sit in the Coke Club, Yoruba Tennis Club, Island Club, and all these clubs, in between drinking their beer, what do they talk about? Do you say that they can't form little groups to go and talk to these politicians and tell them to do what is right? Elderly people that always sit in the basilicas and all what do they do apart from drinking beer and drinking pepper soup? They can't get up one day and say, look, we're going to go and meet this man. Our people are dying over this refuse thing. Our people are dying. Yoruba say any kolomo. Our people are dying, and we all can't keep quiet. This conspiracy of silence is very worrying. If you say you want them, invite them to the studio to come and lend a word to this thing. They tell you that, oh, no. We don't want to get involved. You don't want to get involved with these people because your own place is clean. Go to Bodilon. You find Visionscape at night. They can almost light up the street, the whole of Ikoyi in that area. But what about those of us downtown? Now we make we die, Abi.
Abbas says, our leaders don't think of the consequences of their actions. All they want is just to celebrate their own achievements. They bring in policies that just don't work, just to be seen doing something. Olabode.
That is true about our leaders, and our elite are very, very selfish and wicked. That's what it's coming down to. It is an act of wickedness. For you as an exposed person, an elderly person in society, to see things like this happening and not say anything. And not be bold enough to come out and say, look, let's all walk down in public and render our protest. What goes round always comes round.
Kenny Perry says we lack accountability and consequences in Nigeria. And Uncle Jimmy, didn't you know that the Lagos Central Senator is Tinubu's birthright? Please, it's election year.
No, it was said that, I said yesterday, it was said it was to reward her husband for, we have rewarded Bola Tinubu enough. Let's move on. He has got, if anybody has gotten any reward, he has even gotten more reward than those who fought for the creation of Lagos State. I know what I'm talking about. we just have to get ourselves and save ourselves from second slavery that we are in. Enough is enough.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy and Lady B. The IGP was not summoned because of innocent lives that are being lost every day, but he's quickly summoned because of a suspected criminal in form of a senator. What a great way of representing the people. Odede says, who will speak the truth in the Senate when they are afraid of suspension? Chimeze says, the Senate is making their move. I will not be surprised if the next headline, Dino Milaya is missing from the hospital.
But part of it also I heard, I think one of the problems I had is that I heard that Dino has so many things on so many people. That's is an unfinished sentence.
Well, Jimmy, you're losing it about this Central Lagos or Lagos Spirit. We know you're a Lagosian. If you have issues with Remy, put yourself up for election or sponsor one.
What issue would I have with that? I don't know her. I met her maybe 20, 30 years ago, but I don't know her.
And Babs thinks you're taking it personal with Oluremi Tinubu. Is there anything?
There's nothing.
Is there anything we need to know?
Nothing.
As we draw the curtains on Front Page News. Thank you very much. Sports Express is right after.
Guy, now what for you? Where your MTN SIM day?
MTN